All right, guys, so I've just got a few new updates on potential college football stadium renovations involving Tennessee, Hawaii, and then also SMU, who wants to get into the Pac-12. They're closing their stadium. There's a big renovation going on there. But first, we know Tennessee renovating their stadium, really modernizing it. But now there's even a new story coming out saying they want a hotel right next door. And originally, I thought it was a hotel that connected to the stadium. That would have been really cool. But it is just a hotel located across the street within extremely close walking distance, like a 1-minute walk to the stadium. It says this is an idea in the works It says this idea is in the works in the University of Tennessee's master plan, which was presented February 23rd to the Board of Trustees. The university is already mapping out where this hotel would go. The master plan includes the hotel and other athletic facilities being renovated and expanded. UT said this will hopefully improve the game day experience. Many students apparently are worried if this is even necessary right now, considering the space crisis the UT campus is experiencing. So apparently they're having issues. A lot of these campuses are having issues finding space to even build these things. It's part of the reason why some of these colleges play at NFL stadiums. They don't have area to design their own stadium. According to their diagram, the hotel would be placed on the south side of the stadium facing the Tennessee River, and this is part of the massive expansion plan Tennessee currently is undergoing. There's actually construction photos that I believe I do have renovating the seating in the lower bowl, which I'm guessing they're going to make those nicer seats. They're going from bleachers to more a luxurious area. And they also are installing little Vol letters outside of the stadium. And they're getting, looks like, better lighting on the exterior, along with renovating a lot of these stuff, including like bathrooms and things like that on the interior. You can see the overall design. It looks like it's just going to be maybe, regular, more comfortable seating there on the lower bowl. That's the current thing they're working on. That should be ready for the fall of 2023 season, I would assume, for the University of Tennessee. So the next thing they're doing is a stadium. Apparently a lot of the other SEC teams have hotels next to their stadium, and Tennessee is trying to be the latest. An update on the new Aloha Stadium, and they're really struggling. It's such a shame with Hawaii and the way NIL currently is. I was just thinking, how much of an exclusive destination would Hawaii be if they actually had money? They built a beautiful stadium. It's great weather. Could you imagine? But unfortunately, it says it's delayed again. Another delay in the quest to build a new Aloha Stadium. Their governor, Josh Green, laid out his plan with a new timeline saying it could open in 2027, and they've had to downscale this thing. It's down to a capacity of about 25,000, and it keeps getting lower and lower. So they're really struggling in terms of coming up with the funds to build the new Aloha Stadium. The construction on this, I remember an article back in 2021. The construction was supposed to begin in February of 2023. It said in that article. So this has been delayed for a while now. You can see the latest rendering, the look at it. I mean, it looks decent, but certainly, this is Hawaii. You could make a really state-of-the-art futuristic stadium right along the coastline, and it just feels like, this is where Hawaii currently is. They're in desperate... You take a look at where they play currently, they are in desperate need of a massive stadium upgrade and a new stadium. If you remember, that old Aloha Stadium is where the Pro Bowl used to be played, but apparently, like 1 year, probably like 2012 or 2013, when the NFL stopped going there, the NFL officials went down there, they took one look at it, and they basically were like, this is a dump. So, and that's kind of why Hawaii doesn't play there anymore. I think they play at a place called the Chang Complex. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I think that's what it's called, or like the Ching Complex. I don't know. I think that's what it is. And, very small capacity. It is not a Division I caliber stadium by any means, and they certainly need to, they got to get something going with Hawaii, and at least get this thing opened. Oh, I didn't see, that's a nice new rendering. You know what it kind of looks like? Do you guys remember when the Chargers played at that MLS stadium or whatever that sat like 25,000 people? That's exactly what this looks like. Looks like they've got a nice little glass overhang too. I'm not sure why that's necessary. It's Hawaii. Maybe they deal with rogue thunderstorms. They're trying to get a little overhang for them. But the latest there is apparently it's been delayed, and their governor coming out saying, quote, one of the last plans we vetted was too expensive. It would have put another $450 million of a burden on the people of Hawaii, and I really want to keep the costs down. I don't want to have a situation where we get cost overruns like we did with the rail. So, looks like they've dealt with some issues there in Hawaii in terms of funding and using taxpayer money. So, we will see what ends up happening there. The target date is 2027 for it to open, but that is just tentative. But I would assume they could get that done. You have to get a place if you're Hawaii. It's kind of like Miami. Miami University, I know they're dealing with an issue in terms of where the stadium would actually go in Miami, but Miami's got to get their own stadium. They've got to get something legitimate. We've also got this report. More than 60% of Jacksonville residents don't want to see the city spending $750 million of their money on you just might as well build a new stadium at that point. If you're spending $750 million to renovate that crappy stadium, you want to talk about, what is the Bills' new stadium costing? $1.2 billion? You're better off building a new stadium anyways. So, looks like Jacksonville, the taxpayers obviously don't want to pay it. Not that, not that it would really matter. They would just allocate that money from somewhere else to it. I don't think they would face a steeper tax. But either way, Jacksonville has got to do something about their stadium. It's horrible. They know it. We'll see. But honestly, a renovation of $750 million doesn't make sense. I could see renovating it for like $300 million. But if you're going to renovate for $750, you might as well just build a brand new stadium for like $1.2 billion with a retractable roof. And then let's get to the SMU new upgrades they're undergoing. So it says a $50 million donation from an alum kickstarted a $100 million renovation plan to Gerald J. Ford Stadium. SMU announced the expansion plans in January of 2022, so a little over a year ago. The south end zone, which is currently an open grassy hill, will be expanded on and closed in, and the capacity will be expanded. So this is a major project. This is SMU trying to become, a legitimate college football Power 5 team. They really apparently want into the Pac-12 along with San Diego State. Those would be the two teams. If the Pac-12 can stay together, they would possibly add SMU. So they're getting an expansion in terms of the capacity to 32,000. And you can see some drawings on that. Looks like a lot of luxury boxes. Very, very nice. Looks like a little restaurant area in the front as well to close the official stadium, which was a hill. Reminds me of the hill, I believe it's Virginia. Virginia has such a bad stadium. Yeah, the Virginia Cavaliers, they have like grassy hills at the end of it. So this is a big, big step for SMU football. And certainly if they want to move to a Power 5 conference like the Pac-12, take a look at San Diego State. Part of the reason why they're so wanted, they were just able to build a new stadium, a brand new stadium. So this is big for SMU, and you can kind of draw some parallels between SMU and San Diego State, both upgrading their stadium, both getting new stuff. you could possibly look, if the Pac-12 is somehow able to stay together, at these two teams joining with their recent upgrades that they're doing. Now, apparently, in terms of this opening, they broke ground in December of 2022, so you're looking at this happening by the start of the 2023 season. Construction, according to this article, is ongoing on their stadium right now and closing the end zone and really having a more professional look to it overall. So that is the latest. SMU closing, getting a big expansion in hopes of possibly becoming a Power 5 team. You've got Tennessee possibly building a hotel. They've got their, big renovations going on right now. And then also Hawaii really struggling multiple times now. They've had to delay the start and the groundbreaking on their new stadium, which they're trying to get open by 2027. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.